Hi, and welcome back again to the Excel VBA series. Now in this tutorial what I'm going to have a quick look at, and this will be quite a short video, is how we loop through an array. The array might be anything, it might be a defined array, or it might just be a selection of a range. And that's the example I'm going to use. So we're going to have a range of cells selected, and then what I want to do is perform a loop. So we're going to do a calculation or a what-if condition on every single cell within that range. So each cell will count as an item, and we'll have a look at this. So all I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to set up the structure. I've selected a range of cells here, and I'm just going to make them all equal to random numbers between, and I'm going to say between 5 and 10. So in all those cells we've got random numbers between 5 and 10. Now with those cells still selected, what I want the code to do when I execute the code is I want it to have a look at each cell individually and then tell me if it's greater than 7. So some of these should come up as saying yes, they're greater than 7, and the way I want to actually highlight them is I'm just going to make the interior of that particular cell come up in red. Okay, so let's have a look at the code that we use for this, and this is just going to be on a new module, and so I'm going to call this LoopThrough_Range, and so it's going to be a subroutine. So LoopThrough_Range, and I don't need any arguments defined for this. And all I'm going to do is say for each, I'm going to say cell, I could say thing, I could say item, I could say anything I like. In fact, let's say thing, just to prove it. So each thing in selection, next thing, and up there. What I'm now going to do is type in what I want to do to each thing in selection. So I'm going to make an if statement. So if thing.value is greater than, what did we say, 7, then, and what I'm going to do in my loop, so I'm going to say thing dot interior color equals RGB 255, 0, 0. And that means red basically. So red is on full, green and blue are not on at all. And you notice that we can use the color definitions, RGB here. I just find that easier to use, certainly for the primary colors. So if the thing is greater than 7, then make the thing's interior color in red, and that's the end of the if. And then go on to the next thing. So what it's basically going to do is it's going to go through every single item or every single thing or every single cell within this range that I've got selected. So it's doing it within the selection. It's checking to see if the color is red, green or blue. Sorry, if the value is above 7, it's making it red, and then it's going on to the next thing. Okay, let's have a look and see this in action. So if I just select some of that, so I'm only going to select a partial range, yeah, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that code. So if I go back into the code window, I've got that selected, and I just run that code, and you'll notice how it picked all the ones that are greater than 7, and they're coloured in red. Okay, now you'll notice if I come back over here and do Control Z, I don't have the option to actually undo a macro or any VBA code. What I have to do is I have to come back in and physically reset it. So another thing I might want to do is I might want to make it so that I have a button on the screen that actually runs this code. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to assign a macro, and this is going to be LoopThrough_Range is the macro, and I'll click OK. Now when I hover over there, you notice how I get the finger pointer, but what that doesn't do is it doesn't deselect my range when I run the macro. So I can still make a selection first and then go over and click on that button without it deselecting the range that I had selected. And again, you'll notice that everything that was greater than 7 is now highlighted in red. Okay, well that's a simple loop through, and you'll see the code there for each thing, each item, each cell, each blah, each bling in the selection, and the selection is the range that I had selected. Then the thing, the value of it, if it's greater than 7, then take the thing's interior color and then go on to the next one and just loop through every single one in the range. Okay, well I hope that's been useful. I hope it's something you can use. And again, if you have any questions, just ask them down below in the comments. And once more, thank you for listening.